Good morning everyone, it's nice and sludgy today, and this morning I'm not the only one up and about nice and early. The world of the sea flea is also very busy. Look, this is quite appropriate, isn't it? It's an old bottle and it's Sunup drink. Pull it out. It's sun up, and seeing as the sun is well and truly up, so that's from the Royal Arsenal Cooperative Society, Sun Up orange drink. Look at that, isn't that great? I've just seen something, so I'm taking you along for the search with me, and let me know when you spot something interesting. I shall go nice and slowly. It's just a case of scanning the ground. Maybe I'll turn around. So it's just down here. Can you see it? I can see a nice round thing just here. It looks a bit too big to be a coin, so I'm thinking it's probably a tag of some kind. Looks nice. I love finding these old tags with lettering on them. Yes, it is. Oh, and look, and it was clearly sort of military linked. It's got the broad arrow on it, 173. AOD, I think is that Army Ordnance Department, something like that. Anyway, that's a nice find, isn't it? I wonder if it's got anything on the other side. Nothing on the other side, but that's beautiful. I love these, that'll really polish up nicely. Tag with AOD 173. I was just having a little scrape around in this area and came across a coin. Always exciting to find a coin, almost as exciting as finding a pipe. So who is it on this coin? Ah, there's a George. There he is. It's George. I think it's George anyway. I'll see when it's from when I get back. It's a little bit crusty there, as you can see. Well, it started to pour with rain now, but I've just spotted a pipe over here, and it looks like it might have something interesting on it. Now, it could be a Masonic design, but actually, looking at it, that looks like a person on there. Wow, that looks pretty amazing actually. Oh, let's go and wash it off. Whilst I was digging out my pipe, I also noticed this bit of ammunition poking out here. Now see if you can spot this clay pipe that I'm looking at. Actually there's two again. It's just here. It's broken, but it looks like it might have a bit of an interesting design on it actually. Oh. Let's go and give it a wash and see what it is. And there's another one, just here. Right, let's go and wash this one off. Oh, now that's lovely. It's an eagle claw. Funny, I put one in my video the other day. Well, that's a nice one, look at that. Such a shame the bowl is broken. It's a claw grasping an egg. That's really beautiful. Quite an interesting little patch here, and there's a really interesting looking nail here. Look at that. Nice and chunky. How nice is that? Something about that nail.
Hello.
Now, whilst I was excavating that nail, I also noticed this, and I'm wondering what this is. Let's have a look. Is that part of some ordnance, I wonder? Or is it just a bolt or something? Let's have a look. Clean the bottom off. Might be just a big bolt. Oh no, I think that is part of some ammunition, isn't it? See some buckles here. It's down there, look. Couple. Just look at the imprint it's left there in the mud. They've been there for so long. There's another piece of spent ammunition here. Ladies and gentlemen, I have spotted a beautiful clay pipe over here, or rather I think it's going to be beautiful. It's just here, look, in the mud. There's the stem, there's the bowl, and it looks as if it's going to be a nice decorative one, and it looks like it's in one piece. So this is a real treat. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to be lovely. Let's wash it off. Feels as if it's going to have a pattern on the stem and very possibly the maker to Let's have a look. It's a nice fluted design. And yes, we're going to have the maker on there. I'll take a closer look when I get home. Well, I'm heading back now. The tide's on the way in, but I've just seen this round thing poking out of the mud, and I'm wondering if it's another pocket watch. Do you know what? It really looks like it is. Well, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Let's just give that a rinse. I thought it was a rusty old piece of metal. Oh my gosh, it is. Crikey. That makes rather a few I've found now. And I can see some numerals there. Anyway, I'm going to pop it in my bag and keep walking. You never know, I might find something else. But the tide's flying in now. The tide's well on the way in. I'm on my way home, and I just looked down and saw this piece of this piece of wood. It looks like a carved little foot. It's got a piece of metal in it there, and it's wood or bone. And it's like a carved foot. Wow. What on earth could that have come from? I wonder if it's old or modern. It's got like part of a screw sticking out of it. So I'm going to be down here later on tonight, around about midnight. Well, I'll come down about an hour earlier. But it'll be interesting to see how the atmosphere is then. Completely different to now, obviously. Dark for a start. Well, it's 11:15 at night now, and I am back down here with David. David.
Hello. Too loud.
Who's got his headlight on. Oh, very nice. Oh my gosh, that's extremely light. So we're going to go down here and see what's going on. It's going to be a nice low tide. Hopefully in about another hour. So I have high hopes. Look, there's something glowing down there. What's that?
Solar power?
What's that thing? That's interesting. But it's raining, which is really odd. I wasn't expecting it to rain. It is raining, but apart from that, it's all looking good. Well, here we are, David and I, and we've just jumped down onto the foreshore, and already there's something pretty interesting. It's like a piece of wood with something written on it. Nulla vita sine aqua. Weird, isn't it? I wonder if that's washed up. How bizarre. I wonder where that's come from. I'm quite tempted to take that.
No life without water.
I'm quite tempted to take that back.
That's nice. That might be a nice bedstead.
Well, it looks like it was a bedstead.
No, that is nice, Nick. I'm open that if you don't.
Okay, well, we'll take it back. Interesting. So, it's a good start, isn't it? But anyway, it's now raining, which is a bit of a shame. But too bad, worse things have happened. Now I've just spotted this pike bowl, and it's really exciting because there is a maker's mark on it there, look. I don't know if you can see that in the dark, probably not. Have a look at it when I get home, but we'll be able to see a little bit about who made this pipe, which is just great. There's David over there, wandering along. Well, there is a little button here. I can't see what it's got on it, but it's got something. Wow, Canary Wharf over there is looking really rather beautiful. Hi everyone, I'm here in my studio, and before I go through the smaller objects that featured in today's video, I just wanted to show you the sign which we found during the night lark, and which I did actually bring home with me, and which I'm really thrilled with. So it's here, Nulla Vita Sine Aqua, no idea if I'm saying that right, Latin for no life without water. And it's a big sign. I went onto Twitter and I did a little search to see if I could find out who had lost it, and indeed we did trace it back to the worshipful company of water conservators, and in fact this is their motto, no life without water. And apparently it came off of one of their boats. They think probably that a clipper went past and clipped it off, and it fell off and came off one of their boats. And they've kindly said that I can keep it, which is great news because I think it's going to make a really good sign. Plus, I think that it's given me an idea for my motto, no life without mud. I can't remember what mud is in Latin, but I just think that would be a great motto, don't you? So this I'm planning on putting up somewhere in my studio. A great find. And it is the motto of the worshipful company of water conservators. So if you want to know more about them, do Google them. It wasn't a particularly fruitful night search. We found the large sign and a tiny button, but I'm always delighted to find buttons because there's usually quite a good story behind them and some interesting history. And in this case, this button comes from the shop which belonged to J. Pigott of 116 Cheapside, and he was active in the late 19th, early 20th century, and he used to sell a little bit of everything. I found some old posters, cycles, clothes, bags, rucksacks, all that kind of thing. So it has his name on there, J. Pigott, 116 Cheapside. And I shall enjoy looking up a little bit more about him and his business. I've got lots of buttons now, and one of these days I'm going to put them all together and see how many shops and tailors and businesses I've got, because I think you could literally just do a whole book all about buttons that you find in the River Thames. And they're always quite fascinating, I find. So that's from J. Pigott, 116 Cheapside. And next, let's have a look at the clay pipes. We always have to have some clay pipes. Let's start off with this one here, which has faded nicely, as you can see, and it's got a nice decorated stem. And on one side it has Britannia, I think, the figure of Britannia. I can just see a pair of scales. I'm going to put a picture on, and if you think otherwise, please let me know. And on the other side there is a draped figure and an anchor. Now, I wasn't sure at all what that was, but having done a bit of research, I think it could be hope. depicted as this figure with an anchor, because apparently an anchor often is featured with hope. I think I've got that right. So that could be the figure of hope on the other side. So hope on one side and Britannia on the other. That is my guess anyway. This one here is also very ornate, particularly the stem. It's got Devonport written on one side and R-O-A-B on the other. Now that could mean that it's related to the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes, although I would have thought that that would be R-A-O-B. And this does say R-O-A-B, but I still have a feeling that it could be affiliated with the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes, even though it isn't a pike with the usual buffalo horns on it. But again, if anybody knows out there, if anybody knows differently, please let me know. So got a nice fluted design here and a very ornate stem. Here is another ornate one, and like these two, probably dated sort of early 1800s, early to mid 1800s. And this one is a typical sort of eagle claw design. There's this claw clutching an egg, but I really like this one because it's got such a detailed, scaly foot. It almost looks a bit like a chicken foot clutching an egg. It's a shame that it's broken, but glorious no less. That little claw grabbing hold of its egg. I just love those. I've got a few of these now. And I've got this pike bowl here. I always enjoy finding pike bowls with the maker's mark on. And this one has a nice printed maker's mark here. It probably dates back to the 18th, like mid-18th, late 18th century. That's my thought anyway. And on it it's got Cordon's Yard Swin. So I'm not terribly sure if that's a place or a maker. Now the Swinyard family were apparently a family of pipe makers, but I don't know why they would have written it Swin and then yard underneath. So if you know anything about this, Cordon's Yard or Swinyard, then again, please enlighten me. I found a few bits of ammunition. The one bit that I have got here, which I've kept, is this. I'm not quite sure what it comes from. I'm going to take a picture and you ammo experts out there can enlighten me as to what this comes from. I've got this chunky nail, which I like. I'm thinking it's going to make a nice bird beak. I'm going to make some birds out of driftwood, and this is going to make a perfect beak. Another sort of ordnance related object is this tag with AOD 173. So AOD, which I believe is the Army Ordnance Department, and I love finding these tags. A couple of buckles, they're probably military related as well, so lots of military things today, including this pocket watch. Again, that was a really nice surprise finding this. I have found a few of these now. I've got about 4 or 5 of them, and it has the serial number on the back. I'll put a photograph of that. I haven't cleaned it up much. I don't want to damage it. I probably will clean it up a little bit later on, but that's what it looks like at the moment, and it's a military issued pocket watch. You can make out the numerals there very vaguely on the front. And lastly, my little mystery item, this foot, an elephant foot, which has come off of something, or has it? I thought it was wood. I think it could be ivory or bone. It's certainly really ornately carved, and I don't know if it's modern or old, but I've got a feeling it's possibly quite old. It has this hinge on the back as well, so I'm just sort of trying to work out what its function was. where it came from, where is the rest of the elephant, was there the rest of an elephant, or was it some kind of little lid on a hinge? I don't know, but if you've got any thoughts, I'd be grateful to hear them. I don't think I've forgotten anything. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for accompanying me. And thanks for your comments and your feedback on my videos. As always, I very much appreciate them, and all the information that people send me about the items on my videos. It's great to learn more about them. And I would also like to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. Do subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the videos and you'd like to see some more. And I'd like to wish you all a very great, happy week ahead, and see you again soon. Thank you.
Half asleep, in between, on my way to the round of the living. Seek your eyes right here beside. Would you come with me? Sun's rising, and we go. There's a way, come today, let a heavy mind face the open. On the ground, life will be found. Let me guide your feet to the ocean, and we go. For the sea.